The storm rolled in hard from the plains, lightning splitting the sky in white fire. She stood in the doorway, soaked to the bone, shivering, whispering, "Just make it quick. I'm taking it off." The cowboy thought she meant one thing, but when the truth came out, it changed both their lives forever. If you love powerful Wild West stories filled with emotion, twists, and redemption, hit like and subscribe because this won't leave your heart warm long after the thunder fades. Rain beat down on the small town of Dust Creek, washing away the day's heat, and the sins whispered over whiskey. Inside the livery stable, Colt Rayner, a cowboy known for his silence and scars, was finishing up his horse's saddle when he heard it. A soft cry over the wind. He stepped outside, coat pulled tight, and saw her. A woman stumbling down the muddy street, clutching her torn shawl, eyes wide with desperation. She reached the stable door soaked in trembling. "Please," she said, voice cracking. "I just need a place for the night." Colt nodded, wordless. He wasn't one for questions. He led her inside toward the fire pit near the back, where the faint glow of coals still burned. She tried to peel off her wet coat but winced in pain. "You're hurt," Colt said. She shook her head, breathing hard. "It's nothing. Just make it quick. I'm taking it off." Her fingers trembled as she tried to loosen the soaked fabric. The sleeve stuck to her arm. When the coat slipped free, Colt froze, not from what he saw, but from what he realized. Her arm was wrapped in a bloodied bandage. "Who did this to you?" he asked quietly. She turned away, eyes full of shame. "Doesn't matter," she whispered, "but it did to him." Through the night, Colt cleaned and rewrapped the wound with careful hands. She flinched at his touch, more from fear than pain. "You're safe here," he said softly. And for the first time she looked at him, really looked, and saw not a hardened drifter but a man who'd seen enough hurt to recognize. In someone else. "My name's Mara," she said. "Used to work at the Whitfield ranch till the foreman decided my pay wasn't worth keeping me alive." Colt's jaw tightened. He'd heard stories about Whitfield's men, how they treated the help like property. "So you ran," he said. She nodded. "Ran till my feet bled. They'll come looking." Colt stirred the fire, the glow painting his face in flickering gold. "Then they'll find more than they bargained for." The storm outside grew fiercer, wind howling through the cracks in the walls, but inside the stable, warmth bloomed between them. Two broken souls sharing silence. As dawn crept over the mountains, she sat near the fire, clutching a cup of coffee he poured. "Why'd you help me?" she asked. Colt shrugged. "Because no one helped me when I needed it." Her lips trembled, and a tear slipped down her cheek. For the first time in a long time, Colt felt something he thought he'd buried years ago, something close to hope. By noon, the sun burned through the clouds, but the air carried tension heavier than thunder. From the ridge came the sound of hooves, 3 riders' dust swirling behind them. Mara saw them first and went pale. "It's them," she whispered. Colt grabbed his rifle and walked to the stable door, his shadow cutting long across the dirt. "Stay inside," he said. "Colt, don't. Ain't my first fight, ma'am." The riders approached their leader, grinning mean. "You seen a woman pass through here, a patch blood scar on her arm." Colt leaned on the rifle. "Can't say I have." "Funny," the man sneered. "Her horse was found outside your barn." The tension cracked like lightning. Colt moved first. One shot split the silence, then another. The men scattered, their shots whistling past the door. Mara screamed as a bullet shattered the stable post beside her. Colt pushed her to the ground, firing again until the gunfire faded into retreat. When it was over, the air stank of smoke and gunpowder. Mara looked at him, trembling. "You could have been killed." Colt reloaded calmly. "So could you." She stared at him, eyes filling again. "Why?" He met her gaze. "Because you're not theirs to take." Weeks passed before peace settled again. The men never came back. Maybe they feared Colt's rifle, or maybe they just didn't care enough to chase a woman they'd already broken. Mara stayed at first to heal, then to help. She cooked, mended fences, and laughed softly when Colt grumbled about her feeding his horse more than him. The silence that used to hang heavy in the stable turned into something warm, comfortable, almost like a home. One morning, as spring light touched the valley, she stood on the porch, hands resting on the rail. Colt joined her, leaning beside her quietly. "You planning to leave?" he asked. She looked toward the horizon. "I thought I would, but now..." She smiled faintly. "Maybe I'm tired of running." He reached into his pocket, pulling out a small silver locket, one he'd found among her things the night she arrived. Inside was a faded drawing of her parents, two faces full of peace. "You should keep this close," he said. "Remind yourself where you came from." She looked up, eyes glistening. "And you?" she asked. "Where do you belong, Colt?" He hesitated, then answered softly. "Right here, if you'll have me." She laughed through her tears. "After everything. You still want me here?" He met her gaze. "You asked me to make it quick that night," he said. "Didn't expect it to last this long." Her smile widened. Then it settled. She reached for his hand, and in that moment, the rancher and the runaway found the one thing they'd both thought they'd lost forever: home. If this story touched your heart, hit like and subscribe. Because even in the roughest corners of the Wild West, love can rise from the ashes of fear and find a way to